Hello, dear students, Jai Hind and very good morning. As you all know, we are you have already attended three lectures in chapter number 13, that is magnetic effect of electric current. In all these three lectures, you are given an idea, somewhat basic concepts regarding electromagnetism. All basic concepts regarding electromagnetism, at the same time you were also explained regarding armature or solenoid, that also we discussed. We also at the same time discussed characteristic properties of magnetic lines, that also we discussed. Today, dear students, you are attending lecture number 4 in chapter 13, the last chapter in physics, as you all know. Understand? Let me first write the title of the chapter, okay? That is chapter number 13, and you all know the name of the chapter. We are discussing in detail regarding magnetic effect, magnetic effect of electric current. That's the topic we all are discussing, electric current. And today it is our lecture number 4. Okay? Dear student, before we start our discussion regarding the topic which we are going to be explained today, the topic is very important because one experiment which we are going to study today, that experiment actually gives the principle on which electric motor works. Understand, electric motor, you all know, we utilize, generally we use the word pump set, water pump set. Actually they are electric motors which are utilized to carry the groundwater up to the height in overhead tank. Also electric motors are used, understand, to carry water from deep, from depth in the well, understand, up to the surface. So electric motor actually works on the principle of conversion of electric energy into mechanical energy. But for studying principle, construction, working of electric motor, let's have let's try to understand one very important experiment. That is your topic 13.3 in your textbook. What is that experiment is about? Just try to understand. Uh, we'll do first, then draw the diagram. But in experiment, what they are trying to understand is that suppose this is any magnet, magnet has got magnetic field that you all know. What they are actually trying to explain and understand is that inside this magnet, suppose you keep a conductor, understood? Suppose this is a magnet, okay? Suppose this is magnet already. Just to give you an idea only. And suppose this is conductor. Now when you keep a conductor inside the magnetic field, obviously every magnet has got its magnetic field, and this field is actually constituted by those magnetic line which travel from north to south pole. You already know. Suppose you keep a conductor inside magnetic field of magnet and you pass electric current through this conductor. What if can be seen on conductor? That is what we are going to discuss. Actually, you understood this is something about an experiment to study electromagnetism, because this is electric current passing through conductor and this is magnet which has magnetic field. Suppose the direction of current I suggest, suppose this, and suppose this is north pole and south pole, so obviously magnetic line appears to be traveling from north to south. So actually an interaction will take place between magnetism and electricity. And this experiment is actually explaining that whenever interaction take place between magnetic field and electric current, what effect can be observed on the conductor which is already placed in the magnetic field of the magnet. You understood this? So one experiment, that is topic 13.3 from your textbook, as that is an experiment to understand what effect can be seen on conductor when an interaction take place between electricity and magnetism. That is what we are trying to understand. Okay, suppose dear students, some in this particular experiment, that's topic 13.3. Okay, we are trying to understand the interaction between electricity and magnetism. Okay, suppose let us try to understand. Suppose there is a magnet. Okay, we will select a horseshoe magnet for performing this experiment. Just try to understand. Suppose there is horseshoe magnet. Okay, suppose horseshoe magnet is taken, just to understand it. Okay, horseshoe magnet. Okay, inside the horseshoe magnet we are going to place, understand, suppose this is horseshoe magnet. Okay, right? Inside the magnet we are going to place Okay, suppose this is horse. Try to understand it. Okay, inside the horseshoe magnet, we are just trying to understand that it looking like some 3D type of figure we are trying to generate. Okay. This is horseshoe magnet, and as suppose this is North Pole and South Pole already. North Pole and South Pole, okay? Suppose. Now, my dear student, one has been clear that in this horseshoe magnet, which we have kept here to make it more proper, okay? Okay, horseshoe magnet. Obviously, the magnetic line, as you know, travel from north to south. So I will just draw only one magnetic line, not all, just to give you some glimpse that magnetic line, as you know, always travel from north pole to south pole. This is, my dear student, the direction of magnetic line. Okay. Now I want to place the conductor inside. See, in three-dimensional figure it is looking different, but I am going to keep the conductor this way. So this is conductor, okay, inside the magnetic field. But to realize it in diagram, let us draw it somewhat like this, okay. Suppose this is a conductor, okay. This is conductor which is actually placed in the magnetic field, okay. This is conductor, and what we are going to do, we want this actually this conductor is kept this way. Try to understand. We want this conductor to be flexible to move inside the magnetic field, and for that, suppose this is conductor AB, suppose. So what we are going to do is that we are going to suspend this conductor by tying both the ends with with string. This is actually the string. Okay, string is tied to both the ends of the conductor and it is suspended from a stand. Okay, try to understand. Suppose this is stand here. Okay, this is stand. Just try to understand this experiment where this is already suspended in this way. Okay, this is stand already, and we have suspended a conductor inside the magnetic field. Okay, suppose this is stand already, right? To try to understand the experiment, okay, suppose this is stand. Try to understand the relevance of this uh, experiment. Actually, it is very important to understand. Okay. Now, dear student, We want to pass electric current through both the ends of the wire. This wire is, suppose I have hanged it with the help of copper wire, then also it's okay, because ultimately our target is to pass electric current through the wire. Understand? So suppose this way we do, that this end of the wire we have to connect it with the battery. Okay, just try to understand. Suppose a battery I saw here. Okay, and this end is also connected with the battery. Suppose this is the key and this is battery already. This is negative and positive. Okay. So suppose, my dear students, these are some of the instruments which we require to understand this experiment. What is this? This is horseshoe magnet. Okay, horseshoe magnet. What is this? A stand. Right. What is this? Actually, conductor. Okay, this is conductor. I am just writing it here. Okay, conductor. Then this is key, and this is battery, external source of electric supply. Now, my dear student, what actually I want to explain is that the moment we switch on, the electric current will start flowing. As you know, electric current will start flowing in which direction? You all know, higher voltage to lower voltage, higher potential to lower potential. The direction of electric current, suppose this is the direction of electric current. Okay, it is going to flow in this way. Now what I want to explain is that, just try to look at the diagram. This is direction of magnetic line. This is, actually I have shown conductor this way, but I have kept it in this way, aluminum rod. This is direction of current. Both are perpendicular to each other. Try to understand. This is direction of magnetic line and this is direction of current. Though I have shown it this way, actually it is this way. So direction of electric current and magnetic field are perpendicular to each other. See, just this is what is the magic of this. This is magnetic field and this is direction of current. You understood this? This way. Now what happens, dear student? Here we saw the direction of current. Okay. Now what happens? The moment you allow electric current to pass through the conductor, you will see that the conductor will be pulled in left direction. Try to understand. Conductor will be pulled in left direction. It will be pulled in this direction. Understand? By what? What is actually existing there, which is pulling the current in the left direction? Actually, it is one type of pulling force which is generated and acting on the conductor. That force, how it came, from where it came? That force is actually called electromagnetic force, and this electromagnetic force is generated by the interaction between magnetism and electric current, because that force is created by the interaction between electric current and magnetic field. We call it electromagnetic force, which act on this conductor, which is kept in the magnetic field, and will pull the conductor leftward. Suppose if I just change the polarity of the battery, then what is going to happen? The moment initially direction of current is suppose A to B, if I change the polarity of the battery, the direction of current is going to reverse. It will flow from B to A. Then what you will see? You will see that the conductor will be pulled rightward. Okay. So dear student, in both the cases, one thing is clear in our mind, that one particular type of force is going to act on the conductor placed in the magnetic field, and that force is actually called electromagnetic force. Understand? And that is created by reaction, means electromagnetic force, which is actually generated by the interaction of electric field and magnetic field. You understood this? What I want to tell you is that here note down one thing, my dear student. Three physical quantity. One, magnetic field. Direction of magnetic field is vertically downward, means vertically downward from north pole to south pole. This is direction of magnetism, magnetic field. This is, means this way. This is direction of current. Both are perpendicular to each other. You understood this? Magnetic field, direction of electric current, both are mutually perpendicular to each other. Then in which direction the electromagnetic force is acting on the conductor? It is pulling conductor either leftward or rightward. That means the direction of motion, movement of the conductor is also perpendicular to both these. This is looking like this. See, this is magnetic field. This is direction of current. You understood? This is, and the moment of the motion of the conductor is this way, leftward and rightward. This is magnetic lines. This is showing direction of current, and this is actually showing the motion of conductor. All three physical quantities, that means magnetism, electric current, and motion of the conductor, all are perpendicular to each other. You understood? Right? So actually our target in this experiment is actually to understand that whenever a conductor is kept inside magnetic field, and if electric current is passed through it, then it is going to experience one particular type of force, which we call electromagnetic force, which is actually generated by interaction between electric current and magnetism. Understand all these three physical quantities. Magnetism means magnetic field, electricity means electric current, and motion of the conductor all are actually mutually perpendicular to each other. This experiment has been realized as Fleming's left hand rule. Understand? Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, what was actually Fleming's left hand rule? Fleming's left hand rule. Just try to understand, dear student. Fleming's left hand rule. What he wants to just give a glimpse from this particular experiment, actually, Fleming's left hand rule gives us an idea regarding direction of magnetic field, direction of electric current, and direction of motion of the conductor. It gives the relation between these three physical quantities. We actually understood, no doubt, by this particular experiment that whenever electric current passes through a conductor kept inside the magnetic field, it is going to experience one particular type of pulling force. Understand? Right? And that pulling force actually depends in which direction it will act on the direction of electric current, which may be changed by alteration in the polarity of the battery. Understand? So that electromagnetic force, all are actually working mutually perpendicular to each other. That is confirmed in our mind. Okay. So my dear student, Fleming's left hand rule, in exam you may be asked, experiment in exam you may be asked Fleming's left hand rule. Understand, Fleming's left hand rule gives us an idea regarding direction of relation, interrelation regarding the direction of what? Regarding the direction of magnetic field. Okay. Then direction of electric current. Okay. And direction of motion of conductor. Understood? Suppose in exam, if you are asked, write Fleming's left hand rule. So dear student, when you write Fleming's left hand rule, you require to write three compulsory statement which actually explains the Fleming's left hand rule. First, Fleming's left hand rule explains the relation between direction of magnetic lines, magnetic field, direction of electric current, and direction of motion of the conductor. Understood? Second statement. Why the word Fleming's left hand rule? So, to explain the relation between the direction of magnetic field, electric current, and motion of the conductor, suppose take your left hand, keep forefinger, middle finger, and thumb. Understand, you can also do with me. Take your left hand, keep your forefinger, middle finger straight this way, and thumb. See, can you see this? Take your left hand, keep your forefinger, middle finger, and thumb mutually perpendicular to each other. If both are perpendicular, three dimensional, this is middle finger, forefinger, and thumb are kept mutually perpendicular to each other. If forefinger shows the direction of electric current, middle finger shows the direction of magnetic field, then thumb will show the direction of motion of the conductor. You understood this? This is Fleming's left hand rule. Three statement I spoke. Can you remember the three statement which you need to write in exam? Particularly, three statements are required to be written in exam. What is that? Keep forefinger, middle finger, and thumb mutually perpendicular to each other. Again, keep forefinger, middle finger, and thumb mutually perpendicular to each other. Forefinger shows the direction of electric current. Middle finger shows the direction of magnetic field. Then thumb will show the direction of motion of the conductor. Actually, this Fleming's left hand rule, don't just mix up with it that just now sir was telling that the direction of motion of the conductor is left right. It depends on the situation, how you are performing the experiment, how you are keeping the magnet, how you are passing the electric current. Understand the law which you studied, Fleming's left hand rule. Understand that is a standard giving the relation of direction between these three physical quantity. Understand, here in this particular experiment, what is important for you is to just understand and study that all three physical quantities, that are magnetic field, electric current, and motion of the conductor, all are mutually perpendicular to each other. That is the aspect you need to understand and remember from this particular experiment. Understood? So, dear student, Fleming's left hand rule gives the relation between all these three parameters, all these three physical quantity regarding direction of magnetic field. I am speaking it again and again. The purpose is when students write in exam, they are never accurate and up to date in writing the law. Any law, be very sure, not demanded to write each and everything in detail. Law are not paragraphs. Law are simple, particular, scientific language containing statement up to that, word to word. There is nothing you have to just go on explaining the things. I have seen student last year also writing Fleming's left hand rule even in full person paper. Understood? They are drawing a perfect diagram of left hand showing mutually perpendicular middle finger, forefinger and thumb. Diagram looking great. But when you see the explanation, it is totally zigzag, understand, and not properly written. That's why I am explaining you that if you are asked Fleming's left hand rule, we do not require just to write all paragraph. What you need to write are simple statement in two or three statement that Fleming's left hand rule gives relation between direction of magnetic field, electric current and motion of conductor. Understand? Second statement, when you write about the law, what will you write as second statement? Just try to understand this way. Keep forefinger, middle finger and thumb of your left hand mutually perpendicular to each other. Keep your forefinger, middle finger and thumb mutually perpendicular to each other. Second statement. Third, forefinger shows the direction of electric current. Middle finger shows the direction of magnetic field, then the thumb will show the direction motion of conductor. You understood? We require, when you write Fleming's left hand rule, only these three statements are actually required. Nothing more you need to write. You understood this, right? So this is Fleming's left hand. Okay. So dear student, this experiment to understand the effect on conductor kept inside the magnetic field when electric current is passed through it. Very important experiment, and Fleming's left hand rule, as you know. Understand? To show by arrow, this way also you can show first, second, and if you show third this way, this means you are showing them as mutually perpendicular. You understood this? Understood. Suppose this the direction of electric current, this shows suppose direction of magnetic field, suppose this way, then this shows direction of motion of conductor. You understood this? This so you can show Fleming's left hand rule in picturization form. So in today's lecture I just wanted to give you an idea regarding this particular experiment and Fleming's left hand rule. Actually on this rule is based principle, construction and working of electric motor, all are based on this only, and that we are going to discuss, understand, in our next lecture. Make one thing very clear: complete construction and working of electric motor is based on Fleming's left hand rule. Understood, right? So that we are going to discuss in our next lecture. Okay. Thank you very much from Bharat sir.